This one is a very special knife for me to be able to share with all of you. This was loaned in from my good friend Anthony. This is a brand new knife. It was just made in May of 2023, shipped to me directly from the maker, Hara. Custom maker in Seki City, Japan. Seki City? Seki City, Japan. He is the son of Koji Hara, a famous knife designer maker in his own right. Seki City, Japan is also the home of some of the finest kitchen cutlery ever made. So it's interesting. It's not unusual for the son to follow in his father's footsteps and design and create and make knives. I, on the other hand, did not follow in any of my father's footsteps. My dad went into the Marines right out of high school, became an Eagle Scout while he was in high school, Marine after that, out of the Marines into college, where he ended up with a PhD. Stark contrast to me, having never gone in the military, having never gone to college, and having gone to maybe first class in Boy Scouts. And we won't even talk about high school. That's a different topic. So, not everybody here, at least in the States, follows in their father's footsteps, but in Japan, it's probably more common. I don't know. My two sons have not followed in my footsteps either, so I can't blame them since I didn't follow in mine. All right, so let's talk about the knife here. It is 5 inches closed, 8.5 inches overall, and it runs on bearings. M390 blade, weighs in at 7.3 ounces. I don't even think we need to go through all of the specs because it's irrelevant. Most people are not going to search out a knife of this caliber and quality and whatnot because, well, this is not something that you're gonna carry every day. I wiped this off just before I hit record, and it's probably already covered in fingerprints. This is a knife that if I were into wearing gloves, as you can see, this is a 1 of 1. If I were into wearing gloves in videos, this would be the knife that I would wear gloves in. However, I just can't bring myself to do that. This is an M390 blade with a high polished DLC coating. So it is black. It's a little bit of two-tone because it's a little more gloss finish on the grind and a little more satin black on the flats. The red here is red abalone inlays. And what's pretty cool about this is the way the inlay is done in the blade. It is a floating inlay. Obviously, right in this area and this area, there are some attachment points. But as you can see my finger underneath, I think that's one of the coolest things. And that is something I didn't even notice until right before filming. And I've handled this knife quite a bit. But you just don't really notice it until you see it in the right light and whatnot, because it just kind of looks like it's recessed in. And this is red abalone, which is very common in Japan. I didn't even know that was a thing when I first got this. I'm like, red abalone, never heard of it. So it's entirely DLC coated, titanium scales, titanium hardware, titanium backspacer, 420 stainless steel on the pocket clip and the liners. And he didn't stop there, and I should have shown you this. Here, let me grab a light. The liners are also just engine turned. That's what I call them, or burnished, whatever you want to call that pattern. So he took care of the inside is as beautiful as the outside. That's just crazy. This is true craftsman, true handmade craftsmanship. Now, I don't want to say this is the greatest knife I've ever seen. I don't know that to be the case. I have been very fortunate in my YouTube journey that a lot of good friends, including Anthony, have sent me some incredible pieces to film and share with everybody else. I have since owned and do still own some incredible handmade works of art, like the Frank Fisher Battle. I carry this. I carry this a lot, actually. And I've got a video I'm going to talk about that coming up, so stay tuned for that. I don't know that I would carry this. It's too pretty, which is odd to me to say. I think there's more chance of damaging this, getting wear marks on this, scratches on the blade, things like that. This, it's weird to me. I have no problem carrying this. Maybe equally as impractical of a cutting tool as the Hara Noah Mark II. But I see no issues carrying this one because maybe it doesn't leave fingerprints every time I touch it. It doesn't look dirty and worn where this one does. The interesting thing about the inlay is I have another knife with a blade inlay. The VC Edge interface number 80. He used a different kind of carbon fiber on the inlay. So the inlay here, well, the scales match the inlay. The blade carbon fiber matches the carbon fiber inlay in the scales. Kind of a odd juxtaposition. Juxtaposition is not even probably the right word. I love the way Jason did that. But it's not a floating inlay on the blade. I've never seen a floating inlay on a blade before. And this is just amazing to me. Now, maybe in the comments, if you guys have seen that, you can tell me, hey, you're dumb. We've seen it all the time. Such and such, budget maker made it or did it or something. Hey, I've seen a lot of knives, but I haven't seen them all. I don't know everything. And neither do you. So we need to be cognizant of that fact when we're giving crap to people about things. I'm guilty of it too. I give people crap. It's okay. I'm going to give you a couple size comparisons here with a Sharpie. The Spytocodelica. The VC Edge interface, since it happens to be out here on the table. Kind of already showed you with the battle, but we'll pull that out again. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to talk about what do we carry and why. Do we pick certain things to carry during special events? So stay tuned. We're going to talk about that in another video. And how about the Cetus from Orion Knives? Again, this Hara is amazing. It's very reminiscent of Rockstead. They're the other ones that do a high polish, mirror polish DLC coating on their blade. And that's an odd thing. I say I probably would not carry this, and I'm guessing Anthony will not carry this. It works great in the pocket, though. I have had it in and out of my pocket. I have not really carried this one. I've carried it around the house a little bit just to understand. But I don't think Anthony will carry it. Could be wrong. It'd be interesting to see once I ship it to him. But Rockstead, very similar in materials and whatnot. And I kind of want to get a Rockstead shin and actually carry it. I may do that. Let me know down below. Should I get a shin, a beautiful Japanese knife that I loved when I had one in recently to film, and just carry the hell out of it? Like do 60 days of only carrying that or something? I don't know. I think I should, I don't know. I'm going to come up with a couple of challenges to put in the community tab just to see what people might be interested in seeing. I don't know. I may do something funky like that. Just carry one knife for like a month and see how that changes my mind on it, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, now I'm just rambling. So here is Hara's contact information if you are so interested. Let me see if I can get that to focus in a way that you can read it. Okay. And then here is just a little bit more about this particular knife, anything I didn't cover. All right, guys, thanks so much for hanging on for this. I know this kind of went a little long, but this is such an incredible knife that I thought it needed a little extra time with. Anthony, thank you so much for letting me check this out. I will get this shipped off to you right away so that you can enjoy it as well.